Balik mo lang yung jacket doon.
Yun na, yun na. Miss Quezon City.
Yes.
Miss Echo International.
Yeah.
Ngayon, the picture mo.
Di mo na.
Ha?
Di mo na siya papasok.
Hindi mo na siya mapasok.
Kala ko papasign pa eh.
Ay, sige.
Ay. Yan.
Natin ang picture.
Okay na, mag-start na.
Ang inang ganda. Botek. Kuya, pag ganun ka ng konti, nakikita ka sa akin sa salamin. Sorry ha. Yes.
Thank you.
Yes. Video konti lang.
Super happy.
Aura-aura lang na video ha.
Gusto mo na ako.
Happy to have everyone here. Happy to have everyone here again. It's been a long time since I've seen you. Okay, so I think this will be the last of our press cons for our Promedia athletes. The next will be steak dinners, ganun.
Victory party.
Victory party na. So, six parties. Six candidates, six parties.
In one.
No, pwede mawala rito.
Okay, so the last I was gonna say that I'm gonna keep this short. Roberta and Tamondong is our one of our flag bearers now, and she's hold on, where's she's one of our flag bearers. I mean, she's in fact. In a conversation I had with Tita Lavinia, I have to shout out Tita Lavinia. She wasn't here the last time I did a shout out, so I have to shout out again. When we had that same conversation, in that same conversation, we were talking about the pageant unicorn, Chelsea. She also mentioned that this Rowan Tamondong, she's the veteran. She's a veteran in your group, and it confused me a little bit because how can a 19-year-old be called a veteran? Veteran. She's the youngest, if she's one of the youngest, if not the youngest among our group of Promedia athletes. In all our Promedia athletes in all the pageants, not just in Binibining Pilipinas. So I started thinking that's confusing, but that's true. Like how can again, Tita Lavinia, whenever Tita Lavinia talks, I listen. Very interesting. And that's why I'm glad to have her here. So she can listen this time. And I'm like, but she's right. She is the veteran. And so I started thinking about why is that confusing, but why is it true? So I remember this book I read. I don't know if you're familiar with Malcolm Gladwell. The 10,000 hour rule. Have you heard about that? 10,000 hour rule. Basically, they say that for someone to be a master, a genius, an expert, the elite, again, the best of the best. We always talk about that, the best of the best. It's not just natural talent. You have to spend 10,000 hours of deep work doing what you're doing, right? Like the Michael Jordans, the Manny Pacquiao's, and the Steve Jobs, and the Bill Gates. Then the Tita Lavinias, who's doing editing and writing. They have to devote so much of their time perfecting their craft. So they say you're not born a genius. You become a genius by devoting so much of your time and energy to perfecting your craft, to become the genius that you are, to become the master and the expert, the elite guru. And that's when I started connecting it. How can a 19-year-old be considered a master, right? right? A veteran. So the only way is if you start early. When Bill Gates was discovered, when he founded Microsoft, he was so young. How can you be young and already a billionaire at that time and a genius? It's because you start early. And here's how we connected to Roberta. She started so early in pageantry. She was, I don't know, 12, 13. She was already joining small pageants, perfecting her craft, with passion, working hard. I was saying earlier that when you talk to any of the Promedia beauty queen athletes, you always hear one theme. It's very consistent. Like when you ask them, what did you do? What do you do to prepare for this pageant? It's always, we work so hard. We work very hard. It's because that's the Promedia way. That's the professional way. We really make them train, Q&A, pasarela, comm skills, and of course fitness, which is really our core. That's our starting point. So if all of them work hard, but one starts much earlier than others, then by the time they're 19, they're already considered a genius, a master, a veteran, right? The elite, the expert. And so then now it's not confusing. That explains it. That explains why someone so young, you look at her and you compare her to all those who are much older than her, and she already looks like, ripe for a crown. Now, what crown? We'll ask her later. Okay, so with that, let me turn this over to Ken, and let us introduce the veteran of Promedia, Roberta Tamondong.
Thank you so much, Sir Paul. And ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome the Promedia beauty queen athlete, Roberta Tamondong.
Ganda. Hi, Mom.
Thank you.
Beautiful. Tayo ka muna, Roberta. Tayo ka muna.
Magandang hapon sa inyong lahat. I am Roberta Angela Santos Tamondong, and I'm super happy that you're going to spend 1 hour to 2 hours of program with me in my personal press con. Isn't that great?
Yes.
So basically, the reason why I joined Binibining Pilipinas isn't that like I want to represent my country again in international stage. It's that I have a purpose. And my purpose is educating the youth with regards to environmental issues. That's one thing a Binibini has about. We are passionate, we are goal-driven, and I think I have what it takes to win Binibining Pilipinas crown. Like, I feel super overwhelmed right now, guys, because I've never dreamed of having like my own personal press con. I wish my mom and my dad would be here right now, but may sakit sila. Sorry. I'm really close with my family, and all of the hard work that I paid for, like thanks to Promedia and team, like they molded me into the woman that I am today. And when I represented my country, when I was just, about 18 years old, I felt the pressure. Because as young as that, I can get to evolve into like a teenager and like right now into a woman. And here in Binibini, I hope to make an impact to our younger generation, to be the voice of the voiceless, and to be somewhat an inspiration or an influence to make the world a better place. So thank you so much, guys, for having me, and I hope I would get to be your Binibini, like for another 4 crowns that is like available. So if any of you are going to ask me what crown should I be vying for, any crown will do. Is that I just want to scream Philippines again in an international stage. So thank you so much, guys, and I appreciate all of you for coming here today.
Thank you so much, Rowan. You're really a woman now. You're not a teenager anymore. So we're gonna start the questions coming from the press, coming from the veteran. Also veteran. Of course, also the veteran, Noli Berioso.
Parang may mas veteran.
Hello, good afternoon.
Hi, Rohan.
Hello.
Okay, by the way, I'm Nolly for OPM before.
Yeah, I've known you since I was like 15. Oh my goodness.
Rohan, you've been competing in various beauty pageants since 2019. From City Pageant, Miss Quezon City to Holistic and Physique Team, Miss Binibining Pilipinas, and in Miss Ecotin International. And ngayon naman dito sa Binibining Pilipinas. So, ano yung mga, may adjustment pa kasi iba-iba rin naman yung mga sinalingan mo before eh.
Yeah. When I first joined my pageant, it was Generation East, way back 2018. My advocacy was really environment. And thankfully, I've been open to my advocacy because climate crisis is really one of the things that is very rampant and needs to be told by the world. So when I joined Miss Bikini Philippines, it's all about holistic fitness, beauty, brains, bikini. So I embodied body positivity. And that's one of the things that I love when it comes to Miss Bikini is that fitness and health. And when it comes to body shaming, all body types are beautiful. And we should never compare ourselves to one another. So when I joined Miss Ecotin International, it was like an overwhelming experience because I was just handpicked. Being prepared when it comes to like 6 days of preparation made me realize that there are certain things that I need to be prepared of. And I'm super thankful of my glam team, my team Roberta, and also Promedia for handling that situation very well. And also my support system, Mama Jong Sudlon and Elron Young, for keeping me sane during those times that I felt that I couldn't like perform very well. So when I entered Binibining Pilipinas, I knew from the fact that it's going to be a long competition. It's a 3-month competition wherein you have to perform every single event from the very first step of the application up until the coronation night. You have to give your best. And that's one of the things that I learned from during my times when I joined a provincial and also a city pageant and also a national pageant when it comes to Miss Bikini Philippines.
Wow, very well said. Okay, there are people or there are a group of people who do not support or believe in beauty pageant. So what would you like to tell them?
You know, beauty pageants is a way for women to speak up on what we believe on our advocacy. And I think that's one of the things that's really empowering as a woman, to get to be your voice. You have your own stories to tell. And in joining a beauty pageant such as Binibining Pilipinas, we embody unique, different women that supports their provinces. And I'm super happy that we get to announce that hashtag Binibini Sisterhood is really a thing during backstage, during the dressing room, like presentation, or during preparing ourselves. We can get to really see the beauty queens, the candidates, like off the stage. So there's really like some things that you can really learn from when it comes to joining pageants, that women should be empowered women should be the voice of themselves, and I really appreciate it. Even when I was as young as 13 years old, I really love pageantry.
Wow. Okay. What is the most relevant manifestation that you want to instill in the mind of your followers? I mean, ano yung pinaka-importanting bagay na gusto mong ipahayag or iparamdam sa mga followers mo na ngayon ay kasali ka sa Binibining Pilipinas?
You know, Binibining Pilipinas is a prestige and national pageant. So, what I want to say to my followers or my supporters is that I really appreciate all of their undying support. Even when I performed during the talent competition, I didn't even realize how many of my supporters that I have during that time. It made me boost my confidence. It made me strive to do better in the competition. And even it motivated me to do better in the competition because, you know, if you have that supporters, that's your support system also. Like, naalala ko nga, they always message me through IG. Ate, nasan ka na? Ate, kailan ka pupuntang Kia? I want to meet with you. And they also told me during the talent competition, I went to this event just to see you, even if it's my graduation day. So really, you can see the determination, the compassion when it comes to them supporting a candidate. So I really appreciate those people.
Hindi na yung ready na. Best of luck po.
Thank you!
Thank you so much, Sir Nolly. Up next is Sir Armin Adina of Philippine Daily Inquirer.
Hello!
Hi, Rohan.
Hi.
Nice to see you. Yes, I'd like to know, what is it about the Binibining Pilipinas pageant that even if you already have an international crown, you're still aspiring for a Binibining Pilipinas crown on your head?
Oh, that's one of my dreams, joining Binibining Pilipinas. And I want to scream, once a Binibini, always a Binibini. And in Binibining Pilipinas competition, you can really instill what you're passionate about, which is your advocacy. And every single crown has a different advocacy. So if ever I would be crowned as one of the Binibining Pilipinas candidates, so I would get to reach much wider audience for that. And it could really help us, Filipino people, to really strive and take care of our environment. I really love taking care of our environment, guys. And if you have the time, sustainable living is really what we need right now. Just small things can really make a big impact.
Thank you very much for championing sustainability. And on that note, there are people who are still denying that climate crisis exists. How are you going to convince them that it is a reality and that they should act on it?
You know, people are protesting in the States, saying that climate crisis is a thing, but people denied it. And as a beauty queen, I can be the voice that people deserves to be heard. And climate crisis or even climate change can be relevant. And during the pandemic, we are experiencing a lot. Even during the pandemic, we are experiencing social issues, climate change. So I'm really, really happy and grateful that I've been given a chance to speak up on what I believe in. And I think in Binibining Pilipinas, I can make a change.
Very well said, Binibini Party. Best of luck to you.
Thank you!
Next is Mars France.
Hi, Mars!
Hi Mars! Congratulations again.
Thank you!
My question is, kasi kanina you said that you joined beauty pageants, small beauty pageants, since you are 12 or 13, and now that you are 19 years old. Would it be okay, Mars, if you could share to us what life lesson you've learned from joining beauty pageants since you're 12 up until now that you are 19 years old?
You know, when I started first training pageantry, I thought it was a runway training for models because I really want to be a runway model when I was growing up. And when I was open to the world of pageantry, I really loved the idea of having a voice. And also, the lesson that I've learned during those times that during the times that I didn't win, I knew that I have a purpose. I was redirected to something good. and I should never lose hope on what I believe in, and that greater things will come to me in the future. So I hope this would be the time that I get to represent again.
Thank you, Mars. Kudos ha. Sobrang galing mo na talaga ngayon sa com skills. Super! Grabe yung transformation.
I really want to thank my Aces and Queens family for really helping me with my communication skills. Kasi with that, I am really shy and I stutter a lot. I mean a lot. But right now, I'm just finding my confidence in me that in this stage, you have to say everything you can to say, because that is the time people are gonna hear you. So I think it's really important for me to build a really good connection to the audience, and also build a relationship that is authentic for other people.
And last question na lang, Mars. You are one of the youngest in the candidates, in the pool of candidates of Binibining Pilipinas 2020. My question to you is, as a 19-year-old beauty queen and a Binibining Pilipinas candidate, what is Roberta Tamondong mindset right now?
You know, my mindset right now in Binibining Pilipinas is always exert your best in every single event that we have in Binibini. I don't want to be late. I'm one of the people that would be 1 hour early to a call time, because my pet peeves are really I don't want to be late. And of course, during my performance, I really I have this book and I draw what I want to do on that stage. And then afterwards, if we're going to have an introduction, I'm not going to memorize my introduction. I'm just going to feel what needs to be said during that time. And my mindset is just really having fun during the competition, because at the end of the day, even if you win or lose, after the competition, all of those 39 candidates would be your friends. And that's one thing that I learned from Pia Words back during our talks, is that after the competition, you need to get all of their numbers, because who knows, in the end, that you might need them, you might need a hand, or you might talk to them in the future. So I'm just really having fun in Binibini and also exerting my best efforts. So 50-50 tayo dyan.
Thank you, Mars, and congratulations. Who's next? Edge.
Tama ka dun, Franz, no? Ang laki ng improvement. Especially sa com skills. Congratulations. Ang ganda mo. Tama nga yung sinabi ni Sir Paul, no? Na ikaw yung flagship ng Promedia. Flagship.
Samsung ba?
Cellphone? Nag-bearer ng Promedia. Congratulations. Ang ganda.
I'm really honored,
Oh,
Sir
oh.
Paul. You know, Promedia really helped me when it comes to fitness, for example. I'm one of the ladies that is really open to fitness and really trying to change my physique. I don't advise you guys to change your physique. I just wanted to have a body type that can I want to be more confident, you know, because when I joined Miss Bikini Philippines, I was super thin. You know that, Kuya Paul, diba? I was super thin, and I don't have any muscles. So I talked to Sir Gib Ang about me trying to transform, and that's why Promedia has this hashtag Promedia Transform, right, Sir Paul? Every single week we have this progress picture that we needed to send. So when I look back to my first progress picture in my first training with Promedia, I can really see the difference. And mental health and physical health is really important for us in joining Binibining Pilipinas, because when you have this mental and physical health, if you walk up to the stage, you have no problem with executing the rest.
Parang di pa ako nagtanong, di ba? Actually, parang nagtanong, pero haba na, di ba? So what is one thing that she realized in pageantry?
Ooh. One thing that I realized from pageantry is that every single individual has very unique advocacies. One of my sister's advocacy is about military. one of my advocacies is environmental awareness and others breast cancer awareness. So I could really get to understand their side and ask them, how can I help? Because as a Binibini, that's what I was trying to place, is that I want to help each and every individual in Binibini as a way for me to say thank you for also supporting me, because they also want to have a sustainable living. And I'm really happy that they're doing that during the Binibini competition. And it warms my heart so, so much. And that's one of the things that I can get to really learn about pageantry, is that all people are diverse. Even if you're like the body shape or physique, like every single candidate is beautiful just the way they are.
Level up talaga. Super. Nakakatawa yung mga ganitong press ko, no? I mean, nakikilala natin yung candidate na mabuti. Congratulations, Roberta.
Thank you.
And next, actually, later may papamit ako sa'yo, si Miss Roberta. Tumanda. Later siya. Anyway, thank you so much. And Tita Lavinia, may question.
Hi, Tita. Hello, Roberta. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon to you.
Alright, Roberta, right now everybody on social media is buzzing about the presence of Mr. Nawat at Binibining Pilipinas. So, of course, sa Binibining Pilipinas, ang highest crown pa rin is Miss International. And I would assume halos lahat kayo, yun yung gusto mapanalunan. But how do you feel when people like me or other fans would say, bagay na bagay ka sa MGI?
I have no problem with that at all, Tita. In fact, there's really a coincidence being the first ever Miss Eco Teen. Why not first ever Miss Grand International? So I'm really open to all the other crowns. Because first, I really love Japan. Second, like coincidence of my first ever crown. And third, Intercontinental Egypt, it's like my second home. And Globe in Albania, I have like a modeling agency there that's waiting for me. So like anything's possible. It's just you have to exert all of your best efforts and also project on the coronation night. So I'm really excited about coronation night.
Roberta, on this note, because you seem to be open sa lahat ng crowns na available for Binibining Pilipinas, regarding your look and your preparations, flexible ka ba on this?
Yes, of course. There are times that I was glammed up in a very dark eyeshadow, and also I really want to let my skin breathe and also have a little bit of a makeup on. But other than that, it really just depends on my mood. Even if I want to be glammed up or wore like a really tight dress, like it doesn't matter. It's just I just want to exert my best efforts every day in an event of Binibini.
Roberta, my last question na lang is, the people that you see here, kami-kami rin talaga yung nagpapaikot ng mga photos ninyo, kami-kami rin talaga yung, it's a partnership, nagbe-build up tayo ng hype, pero nagbe-build up din tayo ng recognition on you girls. But at the end of the day, kayo rin yung magtatrabaho to market yourselves. Medyo nareklamo ko na rin before that a lot of the pageant girls, they don't really move. They just wait for the creatives to post their photos and materials. Maybe you can give them some tips as well kung paano nila mababalance yung reliance sa pageant media on bringing their images on social media and yung sarili mong effort as a candidate.
You know, it's really important. First and foremost, thank you guys for featuring me on your social media posts. I really appreciated that, guys. And you know, one advice that I would give to the other candidates is just, if you're gonna post a picture every single day, it doesn't matter naman if it's every single day, but recognition, saying thank you to the pageant media really helps you and other people as well, because they've worked so hard for you being featured in their content, and just being posted on another pageant blog means so much to me, and I think it means so much to all of you guys. So a simple thank you would be enough.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Tita.
Hi Roberta.
Hello.
This is Jason from Sashes and Scripts. Actually, natanong na ni Tita Livia yung tatanong ko, but I'm just gonna jump off from that question na lang, no. Do you think that ang mga candidates ngayon, mga your co-Binibining Pilipinas candidates, naghihintayan lang kung sino ang mag-make ng first move? That is why a lot of you guys are like a little bit apprehensive on social media, posting your glam shots or posting about your advocacies.
When it comes to me, like, alam niya ni AJ Telebrico, like, after they've taken my picture, please send it to me right now because I really want to post this because I love your glam. And after that, when it comes to my advocacy, I'm just really waiting for the right time. Maybe next week, I'm gonna post my tourism video that Sir JJ Magrirang has made for me. And during that question, like, I don't really notice like other girls naman. Like, they're always posting what they want to say to the social media. Every other event in Binibini, they're always posting it. Mine kasi, always akong low-bat. Palagi akong low-bat. Because I just really want like my memories to last like sa utak ko lang. And then, like, I'm not really into pictures. I'm not really into taking photos. So, if may if magpapapicture man ako sa specific type of like event, I would do it just 1 or 3 times lang. And then I'm gonna post it na lang afterwards. So I'm really happy that my Binibini sisters are really posting their thoughts and their like experiences on the events in Binibini. I really want to do that then. I'm really keeping up.
Follow-up question, no? Kasi malapit na ang press presentation.
Yeah.
And usually, that is where the competition starts. That's where lumalabas na ang pangil, lumalabas na ang sungay ng mga girls. And really the aggression starts, no? Do you think that lahat ng mga co-candidates mo, including yourself, hinihintay lang na matapos yung press presentation tapos saka kayo mambubulaga with your content?
Ooh, like me, Gabby, and Karen were talking during the JAG photo shoot, like what happens during the press presentation and also the coronation night. Like, I was laughing nga kasi they told me that they were teasing Gabby on her like intro, like Eastern Summer, that thing. And like before, I really learned that like on the backstage, like during the coronation night, they were just having fun. There was no sabotage or any mishaps that's happening during the coronation night. And I think in the press presentation, hopefully wala namang mangyayaring masama, and all of us naman girls are really close. So I don't see any problem with that, na magkakaroon ng sabotage or any like parang siraan ng gamit. Wala naman. Kasi as Miss Pia Worksback said, like, sisterhood is really a thing. Hindi lang nila napapakita backstage because there's no press and there's no phones allowed nga minsan when it comes to the activities in Binibini.
Also, I love your dress.
Thank you, Mama Mike made it.
I think your color is salmon, yung ganyang kulay, and I hope na keep it in your arsenal in the future.
Oh, thank you. Good. Mama Mikey made this. Like yesterday, I was just fitting for my dress during the press presentation, and I really love this color. May dalawang color yan, white and this salmon color dress. So I'm really happy that I wore this dress because baka matabunan ko na aking malaki. Na-surprise ako dito, laki ng face ko.
Ayun. Ay, magandang hapon sa iyo. This is Mike Francisco from DCRD and Bank of Philippines. Ask ko lang, kasasabi na kanina ni Sir Paul, na you are the master, no? And then at the same time, para kang yung Microsoft bago lang, pero talagang useful, no? At talagang needed, parang ganun. dahil dun sa statement ni Sir Paul, would you take it as a challenge or an inspiration?
I would take it definitely as an inspiration. And you know, like, I've been like doing a lot of digging then. I've learned so much from my pageant experience. But also in the end, I'm just like still a little girl to all of my candidates then, like Binibini candidates.